Good morning. Welcome to this lecture of hydrology. In today's lecture, we are going to learn about the mean precipitation that falls over an area. You can call it as the mean precipitation, or you can call it as the average precipitation as well. And over an area means a catchment area where the rainfall occurs. Okay, the amount of rainfall occurs in an area, that area is known as a catchment area. So we'll be learning the average precipitation over an area in today's lecture. Now, basically there are three methods to estimate the average precipitation. Those three methods are the arithmetic mean method, the Thiessen polygon method, and the isohydral method. We'll be discussing each method in detail. The arithmetic mean method is used for fairly flat ground or for fairly level ground. The Thiessen polygon method is much accurate as compared to the arithmetic mean method, and it can be used for a comparatively large area. Then there is the isohydral method. The isohydral method is more accurate than the other two methods, that is the arithmetic mean and the Thiessen polygon method. So we'll be discussing all the three methods in detail. Now, the first method is the arithmetic mean method. Now, as I told you, this method is not that accurate as compared to the other two methods. So in this method, what happens? Suppose this is a particular catchment area. Okay, this is a particular catchment area. Now in this area, this is the area where rainfall occurs. So we have placed few rain gauge stations in this catchment area. Suppose there are this much number of rain gauge stations. What is a rain gauge station? A rain gauge it is a device which is used to collect the rainfall that occurs in that area. So rain gauge, there are 6 number of rain gauge stations here. So we have to find out the average of precipitation that falls in these rain gauge stations. Okay. So suppose here the precipitation in this rain gauge is suppose P1. Here it is P2. Here it is P3. Here it is P4. Likewise, there are suppose n number of rain gauges. Okay. Suppose there are n number of rain gauges. So what are P1, P2, P3? P1, P2, P3 till Pn. These are the precipitation at rain gauges 1, 2, 3 till n respectively. Okay, so P1, P2, P3, Pn are the precipitation at rain gauges 1, 2, 3 till n respectively. And what is n? N is nothing but it is the number of rain gauges. N is the number of rain gauges. So according to the arithmetic mean method, the average precipitation the average precipitation it is calculated as P bar equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus till n number of rain gauges, whole divided by n. Okay, so this is the formula for arithmetic mean method. This can also be written in this way: summation of I equal to 1 to n. Summation of I equal to 1 to n Pi 1 by n is equal to summation I equal to 1 to n Pi. Okay. Now here we can substitute the value of I, P1 plus P2 plus P3 till Pn, whole divided by n. Okay. So this is the basic formula for calculating the precipitation using arithmetic mean method. Okay. Next method that we are going to learn is the Thiessen polygon method. Next method is the Thiessen polygon method. Again, as I told you, this method is accurate than the arithmetic mean method. Why it is accurate? Because in this, weightage is given to the area as well. Okay, where the rain gauges lie, weightage is given to its area as well. So I will be explaining you the Thiessen polygon method. Now you can see, suppose this is a catchment area. Suppose this is a catchment area. And here there are 4 rain gauge stations. Now what happens in this Thiessen polygon method? These 4 rain gauge stations are connected with the help of lines. Okay, these rain gauges, they are connected with the help of lines, so that they could form a triangular network. You can see they have formed a triangular network. Suppose this is station 1, this is station 2, station 3 and station 4. Okay, each station has been connected with lines so that they could form a triangular network. Now each line is bisected by a perpendicular bisector. Each line, suppose this is line, this is one line. This line is bisected by a perpendicular bisector. This is line 2, 3. Line 2, 3 is again bisected by a perpendicular bisector. And this line 1, 3, this is also bisected by this perpendicular bisector. Similarly here, these lines are also divided by the perpendicular bisector. Now what happens? Suppose this is station 1. The influence area for station 1 will be given by this surrounding area. Okay. So influence area for station 1 is this portion. Similarly, as we have to find the catchment area, so influence area for station 1 will be this area. Okay. Influence area for station 2 will be this area. For station 3, it will be this particular area. And for station 4, it will be this area. Okay. So now, as you have calculated the areas, now how you will be calculating the areas? The area can be drawn in a particular sheet with a suitable scale, and then the area can be calculated with the help of a planimeter. Okay, the area can be calculated with the help of a planimeter. Now in this case, the average precipitation is given by P bar is equal to P1A1 plus P2A2 plus PNAN whole divided by A1 plus A2 plus AN. Okay, this is the formula for calculating average precipitation using Thiessen polygon method. This can be written in this way also. Summation of I equal to 1 to n in bracket Pi AI upon A. Now what is A in this case? A is equal to this total area of the catchment. Okay, that is A1 plus A2 plus till whatever. Now you see here, in this case, this is the total area of the catchment. The total area of the catchment will be, suppose this area is A1, this area is A2, this is A3, and this is A4. So what will be total area? A1 plus A2 plus A3 plus A4. So that is what is written over here. This is the total area A, capital A. And it can be written over here as well. Okay. So this is how you will calculate the average precipitation using the Thiessen polygon method. Actually, you can take this A outside as well. Okay, you can take this A outside. And this will become 1 by A. This is 1 by A summation of I equal to 1 to n Pi into AI. This is Pi into AI. Okay, where we know P1, P2, P3, Pn is precipitation and rain gauges 1, 2, 3 n, whatever. And n is the number of rain gauges. And here, what will be A? A is the area of catchment. A is the area of catchment. Okay. So this is the Thiessen polygon method. So this was the second method. Now we will be learning the third method. That is the isoheital method. The third method for finding the average precipitation is the isoheital method. Now what happens in the isoheital method? Now what is an isoheight? An isoheight, it is a line joining points of equal precipitation. Isoheight is a line joining points of equal rainfall or precipitation. Now, whenever I say precipitation, that should equally mean a rainfall. Okay, either I can call it a precipitation or I can call it rainfall. It is synonymous to each other. Okay, so you should not get confused about it. So isoheight is a line joining points of equal rainfall. So in this method, suppose this is the catchment area and these are the lines or these are the isoheights. These are this is the line where rainfall, value of rainfall is similar. Okay, wherever you go throughout this line, the value of rainfall is similar. Okay, so suppose here the average value is P1, here the value is P2, here the value is P3. Moving on, you will get till Pn, till Pn. Okay, suppose the last value is Pn. So what are P1, P2, P3, Pn? These are the precipitation at rain gauges 1, 2, 3 n. Now in this case, it should not be rain gauges, it should be at lines 1, 2, 3 n. See, suppose this is line 1, this is line 2, this is line 3 and it goes till line n. So at line 1, suppose the precipitation is P1. At line 2, precipitation is P2. Line 3, it is P3. Okay, so P1, P2, P3, Pn are the precipitation at lines 1, 2, 3 and n respectively. Now here, suppose P1 and P2, there is an area between P1 and P2. Suppose this area is A1. Again, there is some area between P2 and P3. Suppose this area is A2. Okay. Similarly, till when we move to the last line, the last precipitation is Pn. So what will be the precipitation or precipitation before that? The precipitation before Pn will be Pn minus 1, isn't it? Suppose there are 6 lines. So Pn will be P6. The line before P6 will be Pn minus 1, that is 6 minus 1, that will be P5. Okay. And suppose the area that is covered is AN, or you can say it as AN minus 1. Okay. So the area between Pn minus 1 and Pn is denoted as An minus 1. So in this case, what will be the average precipitation? The average precipitation value P bar using the isohydral method is A1 into P1 plus P2 by 2 plus A2 into P2 plus P3 by 2 plus, moving on, it will go till An minus 1, Pn minus 1 plus Pn by 2. Okay, it will go till last An minus 1 plus into Pn minus 1 plus Pn by 2. Because you see over here, this is the area A1. A1 is between P1 and P2. So we have to take the average of P1, P2. Okay. So A1 into P1 plus P2 by 2. This is the average of P1, P2. Then A2 into average of P2 and P3. Okay. A2 into P2 plus P3 by 2. Similarly, An minus 1 into Pn minus 1 plus Pn divided by 2. Okay. So this is plus An minus 1 into Pn minus 1 plus Pn whole divided by 2. This again is whole divided by A1 plus A2 plus it goes till An minus 1. Okay, it goes till An minus 1. So this is the average precipitation that is calculated using the isohydral method. Okay, this is the formula for calculating the average precipitation using the isohydral method. Okay, I hope you understood this topic. We will be solving numericals on this topic in my next video. Thank you so much.